The UK has a long and rich history with space. They helped NASA with the Apollo missions and have been creating satellite technology ever since the Cold War. However, in 2010, they took another major step, creating an official UK space agency. The main goals of the UK Space Agency are as follows: to foster innovation and bold technologies within and jobs within the UK, supporting and launching satellites from the UK and maintaining satellites, and taking a leading role on sustainability by keeping space safe and accessible for now and in the future. This shows that the UK has its sights set on sustainability and is willing to do the work in order to create a more sustainable future. So, how, may you ask, is the UK promoting and creating a more sustainable future in space? To start off, the UK signed the Outer Space Treaty in 1967, where major countries agreed to de-weaponize space, banning weapons of mass destruction from entering Earth's orbit. Then, in 2020, the UK, along with major and minor spacefaring countries, signed the Artemis Accords, which built upon treaties and legislation that's been created since the Outer Space Treaty. If you'd like a full list, please check the links to the side of this video. The Artemis Accords were groundbreaking because of three main sections. Firstly, Section 9, which outlines how signers are intending to preserve human heritage on different lunar bodies and extraterrestrial bodies by preserving where missions and rovers have landed and done their work for the betterment of society. This is a large step because they're all signing some sort of conservation effort, even though it does not have to do with general landscapes. The second section that is important is Section 10, Space Resources. Here, they mostly talk about how different countries will respect and coordinate with each other on where they will extract resources. They also state that, and I quote, "The signatories emphasize the extraction and utilization of space resources, including any recovery from the surface or subsurfaces of the Moon, Mars, comets, or asteroids, should be executed in a manner that complies with the Outer Space Treaty and in support of safe and sustainable activities." Close quote. The mention of sustainable in one of the most environmentally dangerous activities is a good starting point, as this will hopefully limit the amount of strip mining and blatant environmental damages done to these extraterrestrial surfaces. The final section, Section 12, talks about space debris. I have mentioned space debris a lot, but this is a commitment by most spacefaring nations to look into and promote the reduction in space debris through research and implementations of better, longer lasting and refuelable satellites and boosters. In terms of sustainability, the UK has three major focuses. The first major issue that the UK has taken up is the matter of space debris. Why this is important is explained in the video Why Space Matters, so please check that out for any background. Anyway, the UK has awarded £4 million as of 2022 to two companies, Astroscale and ClearSpace, to help tackle the problem of space debris. Astroscale's satellite flies towards an object, attaches to it via a robotic arm, and that robotic arm pushes the defunct satellite into the Earth's atmosphere, allowing the Earth's atmosphere to burn it up, eliminating the debris in space. Clear Space is the other space debris program that the UK is funding. Much like the Astroscale mission, it flies towards a defunct satellite, then reaches around it with multiple robotic arms, then pushing it towards the Earth, allowing the Earth to intake all of the debris. While these missions will eliminate significantly more space debris than what they personally emit, it does bring into question how will these satellites re-entering Earth's atmosphere affect the Earth, the atmosphere itself. The UK has thought of this and has also started researching this. The UK has put out calls and research groups to study this astronomic ablation re-entry burn in order to assess the environmental impacts here on Earth of this method of decluttering low Earth orbit. Their other project is to attempt to refuel and recycle different satellites in orbit in order to prolong their usefulness and so that they do not turn into useless debris. The UK has also spent £2 million on feasibility studies for refueling satellites that are going to run out of juice. They have tasked Astroscale and ClearSpace, which I just talked about, along with OrbitFab and Thales Alenia Space, to check the feasibility on whether or not this is possible to refuel a debris removal mission. These studies will conclude this year, so we'll see how they're doing. Besides for these new innovative robotic challenges, they are also doing studies on space surveillance and tracking and in-orbit manufacturing and trying to herd all the spacefaring nations to have certain standards and regulations for safe space travel, and in order for these robotic systems that I just talked about to be able to interface with as many different satellites as possible. For more information on all that, please check out the links to the side.